Okay, now I'm going to give you an exercise. So I'm going to give you a complicated function like this, and your job is to sketch this function. But the problem is you have no idea what this function looks like. So you slowly start with this function, and then slowly transform it into this. Okay, so I will do the first one, and then after I will give you a function to do. So looking at this, you have no idea what this function looks like. So so which of these do you start out with? As it turns out, you should start out with this function here, because see this x squared here? This is in the form of x squared here. So so start out with this this function here. So you see what I mean later on. So you start out with this function f of x equals x squared. So that will look like this. Now your aim is to sketch this function, but you have no idea what it looks like. So see this bubble here. This is x minus 3. So your next transformation should be this, f of x minus 3. So you would then put this into this x here. So that would then become x minus 3. So x minus 3, so that's this thing here, and then you would square it. So it's like this. So you have no idea what this thing looks like, but you do understand this transformation. This transformation moves everything across by 3 in the positive direction. I know it's kind of weird. When it's negative here, you move it to the right. I know it's kind of weird, but accept it for the time being. So you have no idea what this is doing, but you do understand this transformation. It moves the graph across by 3. So you move it across by 3. So it looks like this. So it looks like this. So label this as 3, not to scale, and then so that's this bit taken care of now. You can see that here. That's this bit here. So now you've got to take care of this -1. So your next transformation is to take your previous graph, which is this thing here. So take the previous function, which will be f x minus 3, and then see this -1. You take away the whole thing by 1. So so that means looking at the previous function, take away 1. So you looking at the previous function, so you drag this thing down, -3, and then you take away 1. Now you have no idea what this thing looks like, but you do understand this transformation. This transformation says you take the previous function and then you drag it down by 1. So you take the previous graph, which is this graph here, and then you drag everything down by 1. So earlier it was at 3, so you drag it down by 1. So it's like this. So earlier was at 3, and then you drag it down by 1. So that will look like this. So label this as -1. So your graph. So this this graph will look like this. Okay, so you start out with a function and then slowly transform it into this thing here. So as it turns out, it will look like this. Okay, so next one here. So here, sketch this function, but the thing is you have no idea what this looks like. So your first step is to decide which function should you work with in order to slowly transform it into this. So press pause and have a go. Okay, so to do this, looking at this, this is like a bubble here. So it's 1 over a bubble squared. So really, you should start out with this function here. You should start out with this function here, 1 over x squared. Well, anyway, I will show you what I mean here. So start out with this function here, f of x equals 1 over x squared. So that will look like this. So it's like this. Now you have no idea what this thing looks like. You have no idea what this thing looks like. So what you do is you slowly transform it. So see this bubble here. Your next transformation should be x plus 4. So your next transformation should be this, x plus 4. So that would mean you would put this into the x here. So that would be x plus 4 all squared, because if you put this into here, it's everything in the bubble squared. It's everything in the bubble squared. So so we have no idea what this looks like, but we do understand this transformation. This transformation will move everything across by 4 in the negative direction. So looking at this, so draw your asymptote at -4, and then your graph will look like this. Your graph will look like this, and then so that's this bit taken care of. We've taken care of this bit here. We now need to take care of the -3. So so get the previous function and then drag it down by 3. So get the previous function +4 and then drag it down by 3. So that would mean get the previous graph, which is 1 over x plus 4 squared, and then so that's this bit here. This bit here is this bit here, and then drag everything down by 3. Drag everything down by 3. Now you have no idea what this thing looks like, but you do understand this transformation. This transformation says get your previous graph and then drag it down by 3. So looking at this thing here, drag it down by 3. So so drag it down by 3 would look like this. Drag it down by 3. So hang on. So currently it's at -4 here. So if you drag it down by 3, it will look like this. Hang on, let me just draw my horizontal asymptote. So it will look like this. It will look like this. Okay, so this whole thing here looks like this, and you can jump to decimals and sketch this in decimals, and it should give you this graph. Okay.